Alright folks, so I had a bit of a moment last night and I just decided to stop waiting for things that might never happen. You know, the rest of my portfolio might never have outperformed the total return portfolio, and I might as well just sell it. So here's all the trades I made yesterday. As you can see, I just sold everything really that wasn't in the total return portfolio. Well no, sorry, not everything. It's probably easier to show you what's left. So this is the portfolio now. So I've got rid of BlackRock smaller companies. I just decided that I'm not quite sure why the UK might do better than the rest of the world going forward. It's that sunk lost fallacy thing, isn't it? I probably said that wrong. So I decided. I mean, I say sunk loss. It's not really a loss because you know BlackRock smaller companies did well for a while before it had a bad 5 years or so. So as you can see there, I've sold it at a 25% gain still. But at one point, I doubled my money in that at one point. So yeah, I think it's just time to cut my losses and just go for something. Just got me curious now. How much is it down from its all-time high? Yeah, it's been a long time. See, I did hold it, so I was like I had doubled my money in it at one point, and it's dropped 35% from there. But I'm still up by 25%. Yeah, so some of these, I got a bit confused about GSK because in my Google Sheet I had myself up like, I don't know, 25, 30% or something like that. But here it shows as a 10% loss, and I've realised why. It's because that one is what I originally held in the GIA, and I've gradually been putting it into the ISA over time. But I've been putting it into the ISA at higher share prices. So obviously the amount I bought GSK for in that account was at higher levels. But actually, if you add up all of the sales higher up here, they've been made at a profit. Look, you can see one there, I think. And there's one there as well. So yeah, it's all the profits are in the previous sales really, if you see what I mean. But yeah, so I've sold, what have I sold? I've sold BlackRock smaller companies, most of GSK, Gore Street Energy's all gone, Pfizer's gone, Nesef's gone, Trig Real Estate, Renewable Infrastructure Group's gone, Schroeder Real Estate's gone. Yeah, so the only thing left is Scottish American. Not sure when I'm going to get rid of that, but it's not the UK, so I don't know. I like the dividend rises they're giving me at the moment, but at some point I'll get rid of that. And I've only kept this slither of GSK because it's in the GIA, and as we can see here, my realised gains for this year is already 2973. So just to keep things simple, I'd rather wait till April the 6th to buy that to sell GSK, and it won't affect the performance very much. It's only 0.23%. And it makes the admin of doing a tax return a lot simpler by not selling that now and making the profit on it. So yeah, very simplified portfolio now. So now 12,363 of my incoming quotes. I've changed it to withdrawal rate because it never made sense before. That amount's now coming from the total return portfolio at a yield of 2.7%. And as you can see, the overall yield is only 2.72. So that there'll never be a big difference when I sell these two and put that into the total return portfolio as well. So yeah, what I need to do now is just not look back. I don't want to see, because I've got this inkling that a lot of the stuff I sold has done well because I was selling it at a good time. You know, that most of them had a good little run before I sold them, like Murray International, Asia, what was it, Aberdeen Asia Focus. That, you know, a few of them had a good run, and the biotech ones had a terrible run. But I can't help but have found out that they've done well since I sold them, very well. So I can't look back. I need to forget the next few years and think about the 5, 10, 20 years after that, where even if it is a mistake to change now, maybe in 10, 20 years it won't have been a mistake overall. You know, the next few years after I make the change, it doesn't determine whether this is a good choice to make. So we're very simple now. So I figured I might as well just show you all the accounts, just to show that they exist and it's not just a Google sheet that I've made up. Not that I'm sure you all trust me anyway. But how do I do this? Record for? I haven't done this for a while. It's not working. Why isn't it working? Oh, I need to press this button down here. Okay, record screen. Okay, we're recording. So if we go through the accounts now, my trading 212, they're all very simple now. I don't think it shows you any information that's dodgy. Oh yeah, and this is kind of outside of my portfolio. This cashback, legal in general. I've got my I've got the cashback turned on from my spending on my trading 212 card, and that's going into legal in general. But I don't put that in my portfolio. This is just to facilitate the cashback really. So yeah, like I said, GSK's in the GIA still, so the invest account they call it in trading 212, and then I've got that holding of Acqui, which will go into ISAs in April. So that's the invest account on trading 212, and then the stocks ISA. I don't think it's showing any. It's all very simple. Acqui, VHYG, VAGS, XDev. So they'll all have some combination of those four, well, the Scottish Mortgage as well. So there's the ISA, and then if we go to free trade, we've got the ISA, 158 grand. Oh, and I'm putting the spare cash that's in these accounts. I'm putting into ERNS, just because I'm not sure what the interest. I think I'll get a better rate on ERNS, and I don't want to take that cash out because the free trade and the IG account, which I haven't shown you yet, they've got cashback on the way. And I think if you withdraw from these accounts, it reduces the amount of cashback you get from like transferring to them. So I'm keeping all of the money in the account, because what I would do if this was a trading 212 one, I'd probably take the cash out and put it in my Zopa account, which is getting 4.45% at the moment. So that's better. So, but because this is getting cash back for the transfer in I did, 1% of the whole value, I am keeping it all in there and I'm putting it in ERNS. So yeah, as we can see, we've got Acqui, VHYG, World Value, VAGS, ERNS. And then for the SIP, done the same thing. I think there should be some. Oh no, I saw there isn't any ERNS in here. Just Acqui and VAGS. 24 grand and 6 grand. And then IG. I haven't shown you this yet. The transfer didn't really go well. They really took the time. They emailed. I got onto them after 2 weeks when I hadn't heard anything. I got onto them, and then the chatbot lady. I think it was a lady. I'm pretty sure. She told me, oh, we've contacted them, but they haven't got back to us yet after 2 weeks. And then she said, we emailed them at this address, and it was a bloody AJ Bell address, and I was transferring from iWeb. And then I told her this, and I said, look, no wonder it's not working. I'm not transferring from AJ Bell. I'm transferring from iWeb. And then they kind of just ignored me. And then they kind of just like gaslit me and pretended like the conversation where she gave me the wrong email address. They just pretended that conversation never happened, and they wouldn't accept that they'd made a big mistake. And they just kind of blanked me on that front. They wouldn't acknowledge that she told me that they emailed AJ Bell. So and they just wouldn't apologise. All I wanted from them was to say, sorry, we made a mistake. We'll get it right from now on. That's all I wanted from them. But no, they wouldn't acknowledge that they'd made this massive mistake. And it ended up taking about, I can't remember to be honest, 2.5 maybe months. Whereas all my previous transfers had happened within 3 weeks max. But you know, it got through eventually. With my prodding. But yeah, it's infuriating that they wouldn't just accept they made a massive mistake at the beginning. I didn't care about the mistake. Mistakes are fine. It's the fact they wouldn't even acknowledge it, or let alone apologise for it. So stupid. But anyway, here's my IG account. Kind of getting to grips with how IG works. It's a bit different to the others. There's a lot more options. When you buy something, there's a lot more options, and it's a bit. I'd say the learning curve on how to use the website is a bit trickier, but I think I'm starting to like it because I like how it does the trades quickly, unlike trading 212, and you can like yesterday I asked it to trading 212. I asked it to sell Gore Street Energy. It was only like 230 quid that I had in it. And I think it's something to do with the fact that there's fractional shares. But it took about an hour and a half maybe for the trade to actually happen. Whereas when I sold GSF on here, on IG, on this account that I'm showing now, it just happened instantly. And I've got a feeling it's to do with the fractional shares. I think trading 212 has to own them themselves so that they can sell and buy that partial share, you know, the reciprocal. No, that's not the right word, is it? The left, you know, the decimal of the share. I think trading to honest own it. So I think maybe that makes it difficult for less liquid shares, and probably why I ended up having to wait for an hour and a half for it to sell 230 quid's worth. But anyway, but yeah, I'm okay with it. Very annoying though. The transfer thing was very annoying. But yeah, so I've got in here is just, you know, short-term bonds again for the cash. Bit annoying because you can only buy it in like, what is it, £100 each, I think. So I've got 84 quid there. But it's a decent interest rate though. I think it's 3.75%. So I'm not losing much by having that 84 quid left over there. But what I've got, ultra short bonds. That's where the Scottish American holding is. Don't know when I'm going to sell that, and the Scottish mortgage is all in there as well. And then just Acqui for the rest of it. 68 grand. Yeah, this is a bit unusual. I normally expect the big numbers to be the value of the holding, but actually the value of the holding is in the top left there. It's really tiny. It's a bit weird. I would have thought these big numbers would have been on the right there. They should be the value of the holding, whereas they're actually the profit amounts, aren't they? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, yeah, so there's the IG account, and then I think this shows my name, so I'll have to edit this in AJ Bell, which is just a licer. Hopefully I've spent my last 10 quid, oh no, 15 quid doing the trades on this one, because you can't find licer accounts that have 0 fees. But as you can see, 52 grand, and what is it? It's just Acqui and XDev, the MSCI World Value ETF. At about 53 grand. So there we go, there's all my accounts. All very simple now. It's a bit boring. I've got less stuff to entertain me with, you know. I quite enjoyed like caring about the various trusts, like performance, and like tuning into their presentations and stuff online. But, you know, I need to start being sensible and just doing what is probably going to be better financially in the long term, instead of having fun with my investing. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. It was literally just a moment, and I don't even know quite why I did it. I just kind of just thought, let's just do it now. I thought, let's do it all in one go. Lots of transactions. It took me about 2 hours to do all of the housekeeping afterwards. Putting all the getting all the information correct in the spreadsheets, which is not required. This is just a job I put on myself. I bet no one else who's sensible does any of this spreadsheet keeping. Yeah, so here's the now this dividend spreadsheet doesn't really warrant existing, really, does it? Because mostly it's just the total return portfolio. And now that it fits on one page, I might stop, because what I do at the moment is, when a dividend gets paid, I move that row and put it at the bottom. But now it's all fitting on one page. I might just keep it. I might just keep it going from October to September, and just, you know, because I can see it all, and just mark here where we are, or I know what month I'm in. I might start doing that, and then obviously these two have already gone X, so they'll get 2 payments before they disappear from this spreadsheet. Gore Street Energy and Pfizer. So that's that. Yeah, so now pretty much the vast majority of my income now is just completely decided by me. So I've changed the name of that to withdrawal instead of dividend as well, because mostly that's just me selling stuff. Alright, I think that's it then, folks. You're getting lots of videos recently. I'll see you later. Bye bye.